Oh, we are live.
We are live.
Yes.
We are live, Priyanka.
Thank you, ma'am. A very happy and prosperous new year. Welcome and a very good evening to all our participants, moderators, and panelists. Here we are back with our fifth episode, but the first one of 2021. So, once again, Happy New Year to one and all from the Green School, Bangalore, the Bangalore School, and all the lovely ladies who are sharing the stage with us. So, I am Priyanka Singh, Principal of the Bangalore School ECC branch, your host for the evening, and back with a power packed panelist sharing their insight on the various curriculum. And as you all know, that the Bangalore School ECC Road Whitefield has been ranked third in Bangalore's top 10 franchised preschool ranking by the education world. And it is indeed a proud moment for all of us. Well, the Bangalore School ECC and the Bangalore School Inner Circle. It's a kindergarten branch of the Green School, Bangalore. And most of you are very much aware that the Green School Bangalore system was always favorable since its inception towards technological adaptability and innovation in the practices of pedagogy. With this in mind, we initiated this series of workshops and webinars, considering it as a way to collaborate as well as a responsibility to share insight with the education parents community. Every Sunday was dedicated to webinars to bring together parents, teachers, and several dignified educators from the fraternity across the country for a heart-to-heart talk show. Our weekly webinars and workshops include DIY and STEM workshop for parents, children, and educators. To know more about experiential learning and Minds on Learning on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the art of storytelling Katha Sangrah workshop every Wednesday with renowned storyteller like Geeta Ramanujan, Sonal Chawda, and many more. Well, one quote that comes to my mind with today's show is Walt Disney. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. And this time, we are back with an unique and most exciting talk show with awe inspiring entrepreneurs. So, let's hear the entrepreneurial saga. The path to success lies in evaluation, whether it is the evaluation of ideas, services, and product or technology. An entrepreneur should have an open mind and eagerness to learn new things. It is imperative to understand that the only way to keep at the top is to keep on changing and evolving with time. Everybody wants to be a successful entrepreneur. But what makes them successful is a mystery of their mind. Accepting rejection or constructive criticism can go a long way in making an entrepreneur successful because criticism shows what he or she is not doing properly or where change is needed. However, it must be remembered that accepting criticism is a very important way of getting success. So let me introduce our moderator for the discussion, Ms. Manju Chakravarti, a quote that inspires her. It is very simple to be happy, but it is very difficult to be simple by Rabindranath Tagore. Postgraduated in economics and educational professional with over 12 plus years of experience in academic supervision, school administration, and pedagogical research over the past 12 years in the education services. Manju has served in various leadership capacities in school, spearheading the academics and administration department, schools, and colleges. And we, as a part of Green School Bangalore, are very lucky to have her with us. So, welcome to today's talk show, Manju Chakravarti.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Priyanka ma'am, and thank you so much, Usha ma'am.
Now, I'm sure most of our attendees are eager to know and to hear about our panelists. So, the first panelist today is Mrs. Kritika Arun, a dynamic individual, workaholic. I think all the women, those who are entrepreneurs, they are workaholic, definitely. So, a dynamic individual who is a workaholic, are determined to support every enterprising women entrepreneur at any stretch of the globe. She completed her graduation in BCom, passed out with leadership qualities and responsibility to pursue her further studies in Masters of Business Administration in Human Resource Management and Finance. She started Content journey with an international fashion designer and continued for a year. She continued working in TCS for 5 years when maternity blessed her life with a beautiful daughter. The break made her analyze what is she capable and the journey of We Planet Pipeline to support women entrepreneurs, and it's already in progress. Post to completion of her master's, joined the TCS in finance stream, heading Forex, CRM finance. As a woman, the priority factors makes a big difference and she prioritized to work from home to have a balanced lifestyle. Eventually, her writing skills began with an international fashion designer as a ghostwriter for her blog and website, which encouraged her to continue the journey. Apart from that, working as a freelance content writer for multiple websites and for brand promotion content, posters, and ideas to do digital marketing across social media. She is a very enthusiastic and a dynamic individual who believes talent and creative minds play a wiser role in today's world. So, welcome to today's talk show, Kritika Arun.
Thank you so much, Priyanka ma'am. Thank you, Usha ma'am. It's really an honor to be here, a part of such eminent personalities, great individuals who have achieved so much in their lives. It really gives me a pleasure to be in this talk show. Thank
We
you.
are pleased to have you and We Planet with us today. So thank you so much,
Thank you.
Kritika Arun. So now let me move to the last panelist of the day. Last but not the least, a very favorite lady of mine, Mrs. Samantha, founder president at Sarthi 90.4 megahertz, a community radio station at Anugondanhalli. Please forgive me if my pronunciation is not correct in terms of the name of the place. A dream by a media professional, Samantha, to begin a community radio station has ensured it has impacted far many more lives than she ever imagined. She is hopeful the dream continues to live on. A print journalist, a film critic, a radio professional, a script writer, a travel journalist, documentary filmmaker, founder of an NGO, founder of a community radio station, author of 13 books. These are just few description of this individual spanning her dynamic 20-year professional career. Experienced media specialist with a demonstrated history of working in the broadcast media industries, skilled in journalism, radio, television, magazine, and newspapers, strong engineering professional with schooling focused in Bachelor's of Arts from National College Jayanagar and law from VV Puram College from Bharati Vidyaniketan. Samantha Diaz, the founder, has more than 20 years of experience in various roles, such as publisher and editor, associate editor, film critic, documentary filmmaker, and journalist across leading print, electronic, and broadcast media. She has been a fellow of Ford Foundation, Panos KK Birla Foundation, Hindustan Times, PCI USA, and a recipient of award from Karnataka Sahitya Academy and Madhyam Academy. She has 13 publications to her credit. She has initiated, conceptualized script, and directed hundreds of documentaries featured in Kannada, visual and audio, print and traditional forms, of communication. She is also responsible for introducing reality show concept in Karnataka with various Kannada TV channels. Oh my God, one lady with so many qualities, so many talent. Welcome to today's Green Age talk show, Brewing Chat with all the wonderful women entrepreneurs, Samantha Diaz. Dear, you have to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Priyanka. It is so nice and so beautifully you introduced me. I was listening to you.
Actually, we are indeed lucky and proud to have such beautiful ladies with us. And when I say beautiful, I mean the brain which you both have. And we are really pleased to have both of you. And I'm sure Manju is eagerly waiting to ask the questions. So over to you, dear.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Priyanka ma'am. That was indeed like it gave me goosebumps while you were reading about, each one of our panelists today. So there is so much that we can expect from today's this chat show. And of course, I mean, all our viewers, a very happy new year, first and foremost. And they are eagerly waiting for this first talk show of 2021. And we have such dynamic influencers with us today. So thank you so much, Shamantha and Kritika, for joining us today. Let me start with my first question to Kritika. So, Kritika, I have been listening to Priyanka as well as I was going through your profile and website. So, my first question comes to you. Like, your journey was with a corporate firm, okay, and then you took a break, a maternity break, and then you brought down all your thoughts together. That no, creative writing is something that always attracts you. So, how was this journey? Can you take us through this journey? Like, how did you come across that? Okay, this is your calling.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Very happy new year to everyone. So this first, the beginning of the talk show, it gives me goosebumps to hear that I'm sharing my views along with so many people, especially ma'am like Samantha ma'am, who has achieved so much in her life. So I'm getting like goosebumps everywhere. So when I started my career from TCS, it really gave me a lot of opportunities to execute my talents as a person, as a woman, as an individual, how I can lead myself and a team of a lot of people with respect to presentations, with respect to people handling, and the opportunity was given to me with a great trust. So I wanted to carry that trust on my shoulders till I work with the organization. Of course, maternity gave me a beautiful blessing to my life, which every woman would love to cherish, and I am still cherishing it. So she's just 5. This entire 5 years was a roller coaster ride, actually. So initial stages, once I left my job, I was feeling bad because as a enthusiastic individual myself, as a workaholic who doesn't like to sit down, I was finding it difficult to accept the fact that I had to leave my job, but it was for the good. It was not for the bad. So when I continued my journey in the motherhood, I started looking at my daughter who has been creating her own imaginations, who has been creating a lot of imaginatory toys. She was making them through clay dolls, she was making them through art with pencil. What she sees, she used to make. So those things inspired me. So she was like giving me a kind of a clue that I can do more than this by sitting at home. So that's when I started to take up my writing skill by writing my own diary. So I started to write about her. I started noting down that what she is doing, how her analytical skill is progressing, and how, as a mother and a daughter, we are enjoying this journey and all. So then that's when I started to write for as a ghostwriter to somebody else. So she's a international fashion designer. She makes hand woven jewelries. It's hand embroidered. It's an Indo-Western concept. So she doesn't want to stop with the international design. She wanted to collaborate the same with the Indian thoughts. So she gave me only these words and she wanted me to create. And that inspired me even more that I can do more than this. And during my TCS days itself, my friends used to tell me that your communication is so good. You should do something which you love to do. Those words kept on whispering in my ears that, yeah, I should be doing something which I love to do. So that carried me ahead, and that eventually stuck me to writing as a influencer for a particular individual. But when I can create an opportunity for many women who are like me, who are equally talented and who have more talents in them which are hidden, that's when VPennant also came to birth. So from 2014 to 2017, I was just looking at somebody else and I was writing, but I just once one person, that's all. But after that, from 2017, it has become a journey that I wanted to be an inspiration for others who think that it's just the corporate world, but there is something beyond that. Education is also a world. Library is also a world. Even though you cannot just go to that place, but you can do it the same from home. As a woman, I believe if we stick to something, we are going to stick to it forever because we know what we are doing. So I always believed in that factor. And I also believe that we are better managers in respect to having a balanced lifestyle with work, with family, and also with the outer world as well. We know when to pause, we know when to also unpause the same. So that's how I started my entire journey to a commercial. So rather now it's more emotional to me. VPennant is so close to me. And this particular 1 year, 2019 to 2020, is been an achievement actually for me, because I have got it as a registered brand, as an organization, as a registered patented law right organization that could support the journey of many women entrepreneur, whomever I'm coming across, whoever want to come to the limelight just because of their talent, just mere their talent. And I'm going to make sure every single individual women entrepreneur who is working hard to break every piece of bread with their talent will achieve this limelight as much as I could and come to that silver screen.
Wow. Priyanka ma'am, your
Yeah,
thoughts to it.
I was listening to it, and Manju, I was, I think, very small. Maybe I was in 12th grade, if I'm not wrong. I heard one speech from Susma Swaraj. So, one line which has inspired me, and which I think Kritika will agree to, because I heard it again, that it's not that who is better between a man and a woman. We both are capable, to do many more things. But when it comes to a women, we do things differently, and we add the flavor of love, the flavor of passion in it. So this is the only difference. And yes, we do things differently. I do agree, and I salute the cause which you are supporting. You are supporting other women to come across and to showcase their talent, their work to the world. Because this is what even me and Manju ma'am and Green School Bangalore under Usha ma'am, we are trying to do. We are supporting each other because we have to make our future, our world better. So let's move to other question, Manju ma'am. And
Indeed, indeed. So Samantha ma'am, thank you so much for joining. I mean, definitely when Priyanka was reading through your profile and when she shared your profile to me, I was like, okay, do I need to pick few things because I don't want to miss anything in that profile. Everything was so engaging and so alluring for me. But yes, in between when I was reading through, I picked up some points which I myself is very eager to know about it. So Shamantha ma'am, when I look at your profile, you have been an author, a writer, a critic. So during all this, I mean, you have been playing so many roles and you have been multitasking. So how did you come down to this Sarthi? I mean, of course, I mean, along with Sarthi, there are many things you are working on, but how did you put all your thoughts to Sarthi? So how was your journey? Like what made you do this?
Okay, thank you, Manju and Priyanka. Today is Savitri Bhai Pule's birthday, 190 this thing. And because of Savitri Bhalu's contribution, her commitment and other thing, all of us are here. And she is the first person in the country who fought for women's education. Today is her birth centenary. Okay, when I mean, your question actually it is a retrospective or introspective of my journey with this Sarathi, you can say. I wanted to become a writer. And when I was a student, when I was doing my law and humanities BA, there was no constructive journalism course in Bangalore or in Karnataka. But still, I wanted to. But then I was very, very interested and actively involved in art, culture, theater, all these things, these activities as a student. And even as a organizer also, I was very, very interested. And that led me to journalism. From there, I started my journalism career as a page three, cinema, and other things. And later, I continued, and maybe after 3-4 years, 4-5 years after knowing the trade, I mean, that was too much for me. Like attending everyday parties, interacting with so-called celebrities or cinema people, and writing about them. End of the day, I was feeling like what I am doing. So that slowly evolved, and I left mainstream journalism. And during that course also, I was writing some serious and some meaningful write-ups and other things to other magazines, like on women's issue rights and other things. So when I left mainstream journalism or active journalism, really I struggled hard, at least for 2 years. My family, my father, he was supporting, but apart from that, no break at all, no intellectual this thing, because people were all other publications and other thing I'm talking about, print. TV was just then started. This is somewhere in late 90s I'm talking about. So I wanted, I mean, certain things were very conscious decision. And my first break, I got it through Hindustan Times. Between that time, I was doing some media consultancy and other actively involved with other NGOs as a media professional only, like wallpaper writing and also interacting with them. And I was trying to understand how these NGOs or development sector is working. By that time only, I got this Hindustan Times KK Birla Foundation Fellowship that really changed my perspective towards journalism. Uh, I chose family court functioning in India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. I traveled, interacted with not only clients, lawyers, police, and all concerned people. So the gaps in journalism, not just in print, even in broadcast media, I started analyzing all these things in gaps in the mainstream journalism. I'm a product of All India Radio and Prasar Bharati, Doordarshan. So this my commitment and my fellowship was only with print media, and I started converting all these experiences, my knowledge, my interaction with other states and other things into both print as well as broadcast media. So in that way, that was my very innovative this thing. The same technique, the same concept, even today I am following the thing. Whatever, because any media professional for that matter, Manju and Priyanka and other friends, I mean, it is a product of our experience, intellect, and our analysis. It is a combination of passion and profession. And I believe, and that is my passion and core area, because I want to reach out to people with proper, authentic information without any isms. I know, and you people are also aware, many journalists, many writers, many intellectuals, they belong to this school or that school. And especially from the past 2-3 years, it is becoming very obvious. So from the beginning, as a cub reporter, as a probationary reporter, journalist, even today a sort of seasoned professional, still I believe that we
Okay, we can't hear Samantha now. I think her video is freeze, Manjuman.
Yeah, I think the video is stuck.
Mhm.
So we'll wait back for her to join again.
Mhm.
And meanwhile, let's get back to.
move forward as a
Okay,
professional.
clear.
Maybe because, of course, I started my journey as a print journalist. When I quit mainstream journalism, only with print journalism, you can't survive. You have to have other skills also to survive. Of course, it was a very difficult, first initial 4 5 years, like any other this thing, profession or entrepreneurship or business profit motive. What I belong to that non-profit sector, but still I struggled a lot. After that very first break, I started converting all my experiences into multiple communication medium. And end product is radio, not the beginning one. End product. After my print, this thing, I tried with television. Then hardly 1 or 2 television stations were there in Karnataka, Kannada, and it was a huge hit. From there, next comes All India Radio. Couple of programs and innovative concepts and other things I introduced in All India Radio programs, along with various NGOs and other things. And later theater also. And end of 2000, this thing, maybe around 2010 or 11, I took community radio seriously. And 2012, we started our community radio, which is very close to our school, hardly 6-7 kilometers from Hoskote.
Wow.
And yeah, it is doing very well. And my programmers are just literate, first graduated from the family, all those things. And I'm very happy because local community people are owning and managing the show. I'm guiding them, of course, but it is totally a community show. And I'm happy with what I am doing. And I strongly believe that as a professional, as a media professional, my primary duty is giving authentic information to the people, which we are trying to give. And we are seeing the result because one of our lady programmer, I think she should be just high school, 8th or 9th standard, even I don't know properly, but she's a wonderful programmer. What else do you want? That was my dream. And yes, she's doing it excellently as a programmer, and many rural children are benefited from the radio. And yeah, journey is continuing.
Samantha, when you were sharing your journey, I was literally
Sorry, I can't hear you.
So when you were sharing your journey, I was staring Kritika and Manju's face. Both of them were smiling. That subtle smile was there on their face, you know, the way they were mesmerized with this journey. I mean, it's amazing because you are not only doing
No
one work,
volume.
you have to increase your volume. So the way, I mean, you are literally working as a fighter. You are not ready to give up. Also, you are helping others, you know, to do something. You are helping others also to become independent. The way you have given the example of girl who was, I guess, 9th standard pass out and working as a programmer. So the time when you said this, I saw the subtle smile on Manju's face and Kritika's face. That's really awesome. So yes, Manju ma'am, what's your thought on this?
Indeed. I mean, I just can't put it in, in a sentence or a few words, because those few areas where did she mention that, okay, that she went from, Kashmir to Kanyakumari, that first point, then she took it up, that how she has been catering to the needs of the rural people. I mean, that's indeed a journey which can, I mean, even if you read, you hear, you get that, you set a vision for yourself that this is possible and you can do it. So I think she has given so many messages in that span where she spoke about it. She gives so many messages. It's absolutely inspiring. And like we said, we have given the name for today's talk show that it is, influencers who have joined us. Definitely they are doing the best, and it's worth listening to them. It's worth. So coming back to Kritika, yeah, my next question.
Yeah, it's so evident that why they are influencers. Look at us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We are influenced now.
Yeah. My question to you would be...
Sorry. I was actually answering to Priyanka ma'am's question or the thing. Actually, I was completely inspired and, I went speechless and my heart was like, she's done this. Oh my God, so much. Oh God, she's done the multitasking with the passion. She has fusioned her life so well and she's created an opportunity to the upcoming generations. She has inspired so many. The emotions that she has got connected with her profile, whatever she has handled as a reporter to who she is today. And that is something that as a woman, I can look at her with pride, that feeling that I'm so proud that today I am along with her. No, Samantha ma'am, definitely. I'm so happy that I could, share a stage with somebody who has achieved so much with 20 years of life. It's indeed a great journey to inspire.
Of course, of course. I mean, that's true. And yes, so Kritika, this question is to you. Now, we all know that We Pen It is doing a lot more. You know, there are so many things that you are doing. Can you just tell us more about We Pen It? And I have read through the entire website. I got to know that WE stands for something, which I don't want to reveal. I want to hear it from you.
Okay. So when I started, first it was pennet actually. In Tamil, the term pen means a woman. The word pen means women. I am from Tamil origin. As a woman, I am from birth. That's my, mother, that motherly feeling. So that's why I use that word pen. So one pen is for the English term where we write. The other pen, as a woman, I am the one who is writing. And I'm going to write the facts about every single woman I'm coming across is why I termed it as pen it. But when I came across so many women entrepreneurs who are expecting me to write for them and expecting me to write about them, how they are starting their journey from a banker's job to an entrepreneur today, to occupy themselves, to keep themselves busy, to keep their hobbies and use their hobbies as something to bring them their vision to success. And all these kind of inspiring women made me to choose the term very properly as We Pen It. Womenpreneurs pen it. We pen it. And I wanted to strongly dedicate it to my mother. So that is why I launched it on Mother's Day and I surprised it to her. The only reason behind is my mom, she was working when I was a child as a teacher. She is a graduate in literature and she started to work because she enjoyed it. But due to the circumstances and her priorities, she chose us over her work and her hobbies. She's an ardent fan of a lot of authors. I cannot mention one or two, and a very practical person. And she's my first critic as well. So that's why I wanted to give this as an ode to her for her life as We Pen It. And that's why I named it. And that really has given me back in a very beautiful way so far. And I'm making sure that it's giving the same equally to the women every time I meet, I greet, whether it's virtually or as a person. So the credit of the entire journey, the way I am carrying it with passion, with an ambition, with the persistence is because I have somebody who has been supporting me. That is my mother, who has been telling me, you have the talent, you have the nature, you have the emotion, and you have an inbuilt capacity to do it. But at the same time, you also know when to give the break also. So you have to do it. So that's more inspiring that you have to do it, you can do it. So as Priyanka ma'am said, the passion, so that fuel inside me, looking at my mother and looking at the way she has brought us up, and the way that I can in this generation I can do more, has kept me to go on in this journey as We Pen It.
What a
Yeah,
beautiful story.
Kritika,
That's
I will
why
continue.
that's why We Pen It is now, it has decided to support other women writers along with me. Whenever I'm getting an opportunity, it is not just me who is going to be growing. I'm going to grow along with the rest of my women who are going to travel with me in this journey.
Wow. I mean,
Beautiful.
my
Priyanka ma'am.
was speechless, as so as me. Oh, definitely. Who knows a child better than a mom? So hats off to Auntie. Definitely the way she was able to understand the inbuilt qualities in you. Also, I think we are seeing a fighter raised by another fighter here. Because you are definitely 50% like mom.
No, Kritika's analysis towards Amma is 100% correct, because our mothers are not just biological mothers. Up to 10 years, 8 years, yes, biological dependency will be there, and they look after, and it is their duty also. I'm very too harsh and brutally critical. But while molding our personality, they influence us a lot. I mean, we talk about I belong to feminism, women's rights, child's right, all those issues and other things. When we talk about all these things theoretically, professionally, it is our mother or women members in the family consciously and subconsciously play a major role. Because I have seen my Aji, my grandmother, how she was. She was a terror, I tell you. Fifth standard, till fifth standard she had studied, and my mother, BSc graduate. And when we were in school, when we was childhood only, she had introduced us to world history, world literature, Indian literature, world literature, English literature, Kannada literature, everything. And most importantly, art of living. That is most important. We are two sisters, two brothers and two sisters. First two sisters, we have taken maximum intellectual and all benefits from my parents, especially from my mother. And strictly speaking, actually, it is a single parenting. My father was a practicing lawyer, Supreme Court lawyer, and you know the profile of a lawyer. 24/7, more than a doctor, they work physically and mentally. So my mother, she was taking care of us, and her influence later, after reaching so-called this stage, I understood. But during that stage, when I was a student, and I used to admire her, she was like my friend. She used to discuss with everything, including her personal and intimate life also. So that was the thing. Now I have lost her, but still, even she was alive also, always I have admired her, because she is very strong, too strong in making decisions and other things. When I was, whenever I talk about women's emancipation, liberty, all those things, economic and literacy, liberty, and equal opportunities and other things for women, I have visited and I have interacted with Jammu and Kashmir women. Okay, when I was there in the valley for 33 days, I understood the meaning of women's emancipation, dignity, gender equality, everything. We here in a very comfortable, cozy atmosphere talk about all these women's issue and other things. You just imagine how the plight of these women in Jammu and Kashmir and Northeast states. So after saying these women slogging, that vulnerability, vulnerable to all sorts of exploitation, all sorts of lives, all sorts of different issues and other things, then I started comparing our lives with those unfortunate women, and we are really in a very comfortably we are living, but still we crib and do. And that also taught me a professional insight. Whenever now after that exposure and observation, I stopped talking about so-called women's liberation and other thing, because when it comes to issues and other thing, it is family is most important than women. Nowadays we women are smart, women are also misusing laws, that I those things, yes, you people, you know, I need not to. But when it comes to divorce and atrocities and other things, we have to see that, analyze it holistically. But again, first priority and special priority should be given to women. That is there. As a woman, always I feel that special priority should be given to vulnerable women. At the same time, if you visit a family court, whether it is in Bangalore or elsewhere, every month we receive more than 5 to 6, 7,000 divorce cases, both mutual consent as well as with some disputes and other things. In that, invariably 30 to 40% women, they are misusing. It is also this is not an off the record thing. This is also have come into the cognizance of Supreme Court and also other women's organizations. Similarly, from past 6, 7 years, we are having the sexual harassment cell, though it is for both men and women. Only women are using that. Even here also, we are misusing that sexual harassment privileges. So when it comes to all this, especially women and other things, I really feel that balanced, objective kind of childhood to any woman is most important. I think that's why we are here in the very healthy platform. The similar thing we try to give it to our children and our communities and our neighborhood. That is, we really play a major role in molding one's personality.
Yes, agreed with you, Samantha. In fact, there is a saying in South Africa that when you help one woman to learn, when you educate one woman, that one woman is capable enough to educate entire society or village. So this is how women are. So let's move to another question, Manju ma'am.
Absolutely. Today's talk show is something like we are getting so, engaged and we are listening that we don't know how the time is going. But again, our viewers are also like, okay, yeah, because it's going so smoothly and so enlightening it is. So, Shamanta ma'am, this question is for you now. Like I was talking about Sarthi. We really want to know more about Sarthi, precisely about what are the objectives and how you are reaching to the masses. At the same time, you're ensuring that your responsibility towards the society when it comes to the underprivileged section, when it comes to the females who are not that educated, to the first generations. How are you actually coping up with the requirements to Sarthi?
Actually, while doing my media research survey, I was interacting, and of course, all journalists, we interact with people. That is part of our job. But strategically, very systematic, like a student, I was interacting, not as a reporter. When I was interacting with people, we related to family, legal issues, health issues, emotional issues, and various issues related to people and especially women. So one thing I had noticed, there are many gaps in journalism, mainstream journalism. This started bothering me, or that was the starting point to start this Sarthi. So what is communication? What is media? That the very first question, there's a lot of difference between media and communication. Okay, communication is communicating the proper, authentic news to the people. Media is just giving news to the people, to the community. So a lot of differences. The social responsibilities lies with communicators than media professionals. That was one thing. Now I have understood, but while doing this, maybe some 15 years ago, I was really confused. So I started addressing all these gaps, all these leftover, all these minor issues, micro issues in my stories, in my programs. Later, that motivated me to start this Sarthi. Sarthi, yes, as a media professional, I'm very passionate towards the media or communication, which I really didn't want to leave this profession. So started this Sarthi, a resource center for communication, first of its kind in Karnataka. So it was like a retrospective kind of thing. We journalists, people think that we know everything, but seriously speaking, hardly we know. Okay, that's so my own fraternity, my own counterparts, they become my first target. I interacted with my senior journalists, editors, and a few my counterparts and other things. And first, started addressing capacity building aspect to our journalists. Many journalists from Prajavani, Deccan Herald, Times of India, and feature writers and writers, they literally raised eyebrows. What, Shamanta, what you are talking? Capacity building workshops for journalists, do you think, do they attend? That was their major question and the only question. Somehow I made them to attend these health related issues somewhere in 2004 or 3 or 4, I believe. Dr. Sudarshan was there, and me, leading journalists, they attended it. And I'm very happy. That was a new concept in Karnataka, in Kannada Press Madhyam Academy, and they appreciated it. They took it forward later. And we, as a development journalist, we deal with very serious issues. 2 serious issues, either it appears in edit page or Sunday magazine, otherwise in news section. Many people who are interested in that, converted people, only read and see. But otherwise, even though they are literate, many people, they don't know the thing. Whenever we talk about educating people, creating awareness, we think that Only slum people and rural people are ignorant about many issues, but it is not so. Even if you are a 2-3 degree holder, still you are ignorant and innocent about many major issues and policies in and around what happening. Many people are this thing. And in 2008, for the first time, 2006, I believe, yeah, I had an interaction with the then Information Minister, Professor B.K. Chandrasekhar. He is from Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. He asked me, Shamanta, what are you doing? What is it? You have completed so many fellowships and other things. You have started this thing. I explained it. And that was the first concept, like in fictionizing serious issues into stories, poems, street plays, and plays, skits, everything. He liked it, and he introduced that concept first time with the help of his this thing through Information Department avenues. And major and leading publications, they published those stories. And the next, UNICEF, Action Aid, different departments like State Pollution Board and other departments. And so far we have done more than 7-8 workshop related to print. Later I started converting the same thing into broadcast media also. So my passion, I'm too passionate, that's why maybe I'm a bit creative, I don't know. Because spontaneously I get ideas, spontaneously on the spot I take decision and take it forward. And I try to educate my own crew, whether it is editor or camera person or assistant director or sound recordist, whoever, whatever programs I do, I normally I educate my own crew. Next comes my target crew. Okay, so this is the thing. And when I introduced many initiatives, many new programs in television, that was a sort of breaking news kind of concepts and other things. And yes, that created news in ETV Kannada. And later other Kannada channels, they started taking it forward in a different name, like reality show. But in journalism, we call it as human interest stories. So like this, and even Madhyam Academy also, from when we started our capacity building concept somewhere in mid 2000. Later they took it forward, and still now it has become a part of Madhyam Academy's regular routine program, like conducting capacity building programs for journalists. Similarly, HIV and CASAPS, Karnataka State AIDS Preventive Society, they have also taken these concepts and they have taken it on the Hampi University. I think they took our concept and they did it one subject, science subject, I believe, and they have taken it forward. In that way, yes, we are happy. Couple of friends are involved. And as a media professional, I am there, and some of my friends are also directly and indirectly, they are also part of my organization, our organization. Priyanka has met couple of friends on that particular day, maybe some 10-15 days ago, when we were in a very flashy program. We met and she has seen that also. And yes, this is the thing, any person for that matter, whether it is media related or whatever, the person who is going to take up the responsibility should know the job, passion. That person should have passion, creativity, and bit of leadership. All these, a combination of these qualities are really important to take our certain aspects, certain dreams and other things to forward. And inclusiveness is most important. And
Samantha, I think the thing which you are suggesting in a just we can say the person, whoever it is taking
yes,
any project in hand, they have to be responsible as well as accountable for the
yes,
project which they are taking in hand, right? So
yeah,
I
that's
think this
correct.
is definitely going to be a thumb rule or a suggestion from you for all the women entrepreneurs who are watching you today, who are listening, all the suggestions from you and getting inspired by knowing your journey. Isn't it, Manju ma'am?
Absolutely, absolutely. I can definitely look forward that Shamanta ma'am has given so much of those benchmark points which each
Pointers,
one
yes.
of us can take it up and keep in mind. Like, it's not that you just have to visionary for your ideas, but at the same time you have to believe. you have to see to it that, those ideas are not only on your, at times, we just put it down in a diary and we just close it. Okay, next time, let's see if something comes up, I'll open my diary. But with her, I think we have got so many points. And what Kritika mentioned, that, went on, and what Shamanta ma'am mentioned, it connects so well, so well. So my next question on the same lines, Kritika, to you. Definitely, I could see in your talks that, motherhood has really, really influenced you. Be it your mom, or when you experienced it, you have really taken it to the next level and you have enjoyed it. It was not only about, seeing it like only a motherhood, but you took so many inspirations from it and you took your journey. Now, my next question would be like, there were many points where you might have thought that, like, this is not working out, or will it, those questions, those, queries, or those, nightmares or kind of challenges. Can you just, put it in a nutshell and tell us like what, because definitely our viewers would want to know the reality also. Both the ends we do face, happiness and as well as challenges. So we would want to know more about it.
Yeah. So yes, definitely, Manju. As a person, anybody will have a life on both the side of a coin, whether it is a plus or a minus, whether it is a challenge, or whether it is like you take the challenge and you go ahead and you say yes, I can do it. So it is like it is an inbuilt talent, and moreover, it is like an inspiration which you take. So here, yes, I did face a lot of questions. I was into a lot of questions to myself, whether can I do this? Will I be getting the time to manage all the things that I used to do? Because when you have a toddler along, you need to become a toddler yourself. That is something every mother should accept and should embrace, because you don't know when you will get this opportunity again.
Kritika, not only mother, but please ask me and Manju, be an educationist. We also become toddler with toddlers. We are like pre-K kids,
I agree
we
with you.
are pre-K babies. So this is
Yes,
how
yes,
it
yes.
works, you know.
Yeah, so true. So when she used to be even two, right? So even I used to go below the table. I come out of it. I don't know how I managed, but I did. So it comes with every mother's everyday life. The morning starts with "Mummy, I'm done." The night also ends with "Mummy, I want to go to sleep." So it's "Mummy" all the day, right? So when everything was happening at a good speed, and suddenly when you have to push that brake, and you're like, "Okay, can I do it?" So yes, every woman, mother, everybody gets this question, but you need to understand that at some point of time, when your child outgrows your shadow, or when she or he leaves your fingers because they want to walk alone, they want to explore it, and you cannot be a part of it, which is a force of nature, you can't help it. That is when you will suddenly feel that, wish I could have done it. I really personally feel that anybody as an individual should never have that question. They should try to at least do that, even that 1% also opportunity, if they have, to explore it, to accept it and try it. Don't leave that 1% opportunity also if you get it. Because if not now, then when? If not today, then who will? If not you, who will? Who can? So that question should always be asked. And when everything was, at some point of time, I was told to, you need to take a break. And when I was told that, do you have the capacity to take it so much load along with a child? When so many questions comes to you, and when so many questions are asked, and why don't you go back to the job? This is something every individual asks you. You leave a job, you take a break, and then you're questioned again that, how are you able to manage every day at home? You're sitting at home, you're an educated person. So my question to me is, yes, I am educated, but that glass doors are not the only ones that I would like to stick to, but I would like to build my own glass doors where I can enjoy my child, enjoy my family, and also enjoy my talent. And that's when I didn't put a stop. I rather became my own inspiration, so that I can move forward with my own talent and with my own knowledge. Because my dad once told me, your knowledge is your wealth. Never underestimate that. no money can buy you anything which your knowledge can buy for you. And I'm really proud today. I have such wonderful parents and such wonderful supportive family. And in fact, my after my marriage also, a very beautiful in-laws who have never stopped me from doing what I like to do, what I want to do. And that embrace journey has left me to this point that there is nothing that I can't do. So there is something that I can always do and keep my talent also go on. And that is why I want to be an inspiration to other women and other women entrepreneurs who have this question, can I do, will I be able to do? So for them, from me, it is, if you can't do, nobody else can do. Always think that way. That would be my word to them.
Beautiful.
I mean, Manju ma'am, she has used that last line from you in nutshell. So she have put lot of thing in that nutshell. You know, we can definitely get lot of ideas from this.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Shamanta ma'am,
Yeah.
one message. Yeah, ma'am, you want to
In
add something to
continuation
this?
of Kritika, in continuation, she talked
Yes.
about her biological motherhood. Okay, I am not a biological mother. I am an emotional mother to my nephews, two of my nephews, my sister's sons, and they were very fond of me. Even I was also very passionate towards them. Very nice bonding. Till 10, 12 years, they were here only in their grandamma's place, and I was looking after them as an aunt. I was their girlfriend, I was their mom, I was their friend, everything. And even we tried certain stories, short stories, and other things together much before Harry Potter. He was calling me like angel aunt and other things. So when it comes to motherhood and other things, of course, yes, we are redefining our lifestyle. When it comes to family, who is our family? Immediate family members, maybe our own helper, domestic helper may become our family member. It need not be our spouses, our parents, our children, or something like that. So many are there, though they are not biological mothers, biological parents, still we have enjoyed that motherhood. I think immediately Manju and Priyanka, they responded to your explanation, your experiences. So all of us, we belong to that a sort of motherhood kind of thing. So this I wanted to share. As no, I really don't have any biological children. So, but still I have enjoyed that motherhood.
Wow. So, any suggestion for all the viewers, those who are watching you, Samantha,
Suggestions? Yeah,
or any, you know, any takeaway note from you?
whatever we want to become, people say, na, just listen you to your heart, not brain or something like that. I listened my heart. Honestly, because while entering to this journalism, my maternal uncle Sudhumava, he was telling, there is no money, there is nothing is that she is planning to. Why don't you practice with your father and other thing? I very strictly, vehemently, I just refused it. And my sister, she's a doctor. Other members in the family and family circle, first circle, they started comparing me with my sister. She's a doctor, you want to become a journalist, what is there, etc., etc., etc. So I stuck to my feelings, my this thing, and I'm very happy what I am doing, and I'm very happy that at the policy level, I'm trying to influence the system, government, and in and around other people and NGOs, what it should be, how it should be. In that way, yes, we should stick to our own dream, our own possibilities, and our own creativity. Towards that, we have to focus and march towards that. Yes, stick to your dreams. That's all.
So,
Wonderful.
Manju ma'am, I think today we have Kritika, we have Samantha as a women entrepreneurs, as a successful women entrepreneur. It is just because they have listened to their heart. You know,
Absolutely.
they haven't stopped.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think now we should call Usha ma'am, and here she is, who will definitely add, that cherry topping to this all talks. Yes, ma'am, we would love to hear it from you.
Two pretty ladies, Manju and Priyanka, interviewing two dynamic and gorgeous ladies out there. It was interesting to see such a nice session going on. And moreover, I was very impressed with Samantha and Kritika because They not only talked about the biological mother and talked about being a mother for everyone. Shamanta, that was really interesting. The way you said that you adopted this kind of a thing, and moreover, the way you were inspired, and you've been a fighters, both of you, and you've been inspirations. So you are not just the influencer out there, but I think the journey itself of yours talks about that what kind of influencers you can be as a media person. So that was very interesting. I think I kept hearing your struggle, your journey, your achievements, and it really motivated me and said there are many more out there who are doing such a lot of good job. And I'm glad that the women who are going to be hearing, because shortly we'll be, publicizing it on the Facebook, and there goes the views about buzz like 2,000, 3,000 views. And I'm sure that a lot of women out there will be hearing it and they'll stay inspired. And younger generations who always says that it's not possible, I think I can only say, looking at these two ladies, you can say everything is possible. So it's like that. So over to you, Priyanka, to summarize it. And thank you very much to have come for the talk show of ours. And Ms. Manju Chakravarti and Priyanka, you took it forward very well. And I think that these ladies are going to keep inspiring furthermore and further keep achieving. And all the people out there, like, come over to our talk show and share your views and share your inspiration and your achievements, so that, you can be role models for many more out there who want to become like you. Yes, thank you so much. And a very new normal namaste to both of you.
So, Kritika, when you said that, you are here because your mother has helped you to do this, and you always become toddler with your child, it has literally touched my heart, and I'm sure Manju's as well, because from past 9 months, there is no physical schools. And trust you me, we are missing that sound, the way they used to greet us, the way they used to share their complaints that ma'am is asking me to write, ma'am is asking me to go and play out there. I just want to sit. And, a normal question, what else you want to do? Nothing. I just want to see the sun. I mean, we are missing all these sweet, cute talk from our kids. And when you said, Samantha, that dil ki suno, I think I agree to it more, because being a woman edupreneur, whatever I am today, it is just because I have listened to my heart. I have given priority to that, because this was the word which we have used it several times, that the priorities matters. We always decide by keeping the priorities in the mind. So I think being a woman, we have to start prioritize ourselves. We as a women are responsible for our well-being, our happiness. And if I am happy, I'm sure I will make others happy, because one happy heart can bring many more happy hearts. This is how it works. So I'm sure the attendees have learned lot of things today, and they are going to use it for their happy journey. Thank you so much, Kirtika and Samantha, for joining us today, sharing your wonderful journey, because it gives us also the idea how I can improve. Because women edupreneur and entrepreneurs journey is like, never ending journey. There is no dead end in our journey. This is what we believe. So thank you so much for joining our talk show. It's a
Thank you
special
so
thanks
much.
from Green School as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Priyanka ma'am, for giving us the opportunity. And really, you are an inspiration to a lot of teachers. And definitely, I know you must be missing those rainbow smiles.
Yes.
I'm very sure. So even we parents are waiting when the schools will be open. So it's a win-win for all of us. And hopefully everything will fall in place. Let all our optimistic energy drive through this entire scenario and bring more optimism into our lives.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Samantha.
Thank you, Usha ma'am. Thank you, Manju. Thank you
Thank
so
you. Thank you
much
so
for
much.
listening to us so patiently and making this event so beautiful. Thank you so much.
So once
Thank you.
again, thank you from Green School, Bangalore. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.